guys, Sean C. Phillips here. My review of the Blu-ray DVD digital copy of World War Z from Paramount. This is the unrated edition of the movie. You know, this is one I saw in theaters and really liked. You know, it came in this pretty cool shipping box. You know, this is just a shipping thing. This isn't like a special edition or anything like that. It was just a cool thing that they shipped it in. And then this is the unrated cut of the film. So I rewatched the film to try and, you know, see the differences and the things like that. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But the movie is... It was kind of interesting how this movie was promoted. The trailers and things like that didn't really show too much about that it was a zombie movie. A lot of people, you know, if they knew the book and things like that, would, you know, knew going into it that it's a zombie movie. But, you know, it wasn't kind of shown. You didn't really see the zombies. You just kind of saw people running and things like that. But you didn't really know exactly what was going on with this. The thing that was kind of interesting, though, is it's kind of cool because the movie cost $250 million to make. And it's interesting to see, you know, a zombie movie with that much money behind it. You know, like, this really is one of the, you know, highest budgeted zombie movies. Because when you look at all, like, the best, like Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, you know, all those kind of ones, they were all kind of more lower budget kind of films. So it was interesting to see, you know, what a zombie movie was like with all this money behind it. And it was cool. You know, it took... You know, it went all over the place. It was a global thing where with movies like that, they were always kind of in a couple places, you know, like in Pittsburgh and things like that. Didn't go all over the place. Of course, though, to me, those are, you know, my favorite zombie films are Day of the Dead, the original, and Return of the Living Dead. Like, those are the ones that I watch all the time. This one, though, I like it. I really do like it a lot. On the second viewing, it wasn't as interesting as it was the first time around. You know, the movie's basically about a zombie outbreak that, you know, affects the entire world. And Brad Pitt's character, you know, used to work with the UN. He's kind of now a family man, wants to be home with the kids. And when this happens, you know, he ends up having to, if he wants to keep his family safe, and they would take him to this boat, while he has to go out and look for kind of the origin of this and try and find how this happened and how this all started so they can develop a cure, you know, like whatever they can do to stop this. So he ends up having to go, you know, across the world to try and figure this out. And, you know, by doing that, his family's able to stay on this boat and be safe. I really like the sequence in this, though. Like, some of the best stuff was, like, the scene in the market. You know, it's kind of showing how I really do think if the world did, like, something like this happened, I would really see it happening like that. And the way, how crazy people were getting and things like that. I thought that was pretty well done. There's a lot of sequence in this that I really liked. This movie, too, has a lot of talk about how it was all, the last, I believe, 45 minutes was all reshot. Originally, the certain things happened, and the last 45 minutes kind of took a turn to a Resident Evil kind of feel. Which I didn't dislike it, but it is a lot slower paced than the first half. It was kind of disappointing, too, that they didn't include in the features any of that stuff. You know, there's a bunch of stuff, you know, making of, like, the origin of the story, making of the scenes, where they're showing how the stuff on the roof was green screen and how they did the scenes on the plane and that kind of stuff. It's always cool to see that kind of stuff. But they were, the making of stuff that I really liked the best was, you know, showing all the green screen and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, but as for an unrated cut of the film, I did notice some things. I would say this is probably close to an R-rated cut, but I still wouldn't, I don't know. You know, it might be like a really low R rating. It's not gory, and a lot of the blood is still turned like dark blackish kind of color to keep the rating down, which is, I'm pretty sure that's why. Because if you notice, in the stuff that's new, the blood was like real red. And you could kind of tell that they were planning to turn it darker. Because, like, even if you look at the trailer for the Carrie, you know, movie, when they dump the blood in her in the trailer, it's turned dark, you know, because to keep it so they could play it in general theaters and things like that. So that's, like, you know, there is some stuff, like, there's a scene with a hand that gets cut off, and that's very bloody and pretty intense, but still kind of filmed when you kind of know that they were going to not use it all, you know what I mean? And, like, there's a couple scenes with some people, like, more, like, blunt trauma and things like that, but it's not like 28 Days Later or anything like Dawn of the Dead. It's just a little bit more, and things going a little bit longer, and the one character who had the no teeth, I think they added a little bit more to that. But I think there was like a sequence of that might have been gone. I couldn't tell. Like I said, though, I have a feeling that the You know, I know from what I've heard they're going to be doing a sequel to this, and I'm wondering if they're going to use some of what they didn't, you know, the original ending for that. That's what I'm kind of curious about. But I'd like to hear what you guys thought of this movie. I overall really did like it. You know, it has great picture quality. There's also a 3D version of this available. I don't know. I think it's definitely worth checking out. I really did enjoy it, but it's by no means like the best zombie movie. It's no way, to me, you know, better than Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and like Return of the Living Dead. It's a way bigger film, but it's not a better film. It's pretty well done. It's very entertaining. I thought Brad Pitt did a really good job. I like it. I mean, it's one that I like, but I wouldn't say it's the all-time greatest. But anyway, though, guys, let me know what you guys think of the film, and thanks again for watching and for subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.